guys! Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to feature a MAC starter kit that's specifically targeted for the Pinay skin tone. For the makeup enthusiasts out there who's just starting out with MAC, I did set aside some items that I think are worth getting if you're just starting out with your collection. Beside me, I have everything from foundations to powders, blushers, highlighters, bronzers, and whatnot. So if you want to know what I recommend for a MAC starter kit, please keep on watching. Why did I choose MAC? As for my personal experience, guys, the first time that I got into high-end makeup, the first brand that I purchased was MAC. Another reason being is that it's locally available here in the Philippines. And the last reason why I chose MAC is that because it caters to the makeup enthusiasts like me and of course to the pro artists that are in the makeup industry. So guys, before ako magsimula showing you the products that I have in here, I'm going to share with you a little story that was based on my experience, and it was my first ever visit to a MAC store. I think the first time that I ever visited a MAC store was during second or third year in college. And during that time, let me tell you guys that I really had to save up for my MAC shopping spree. And it took me months before I was able to do that. So then after saving, I went to this MAC makeup store, and hindi ko sasabihin sa inyo ko ng branch, but I didn't have a happy shopping experience. As I entered the store, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know where to start because there are a lot of products on the shelves. Kahit ang dami ko nang napanood na YouTube videos about MAC products, and it was also the reason kung bakit ako na dun sa loob ng MAC. It was a completely different experience having the products around you. Hindi ko alam kung saan ako magsisimula, and it also didn't help that the beauty consultants inside the store were intimidating and weren't helpful at all. When I watch videos of foreign YouTubers about their MAC shopping experiences, parang ang saya-saya. But it wasn't the same experience for me. I was there swatching on my own, finding my shade. Hindi ko alam kung I am NC or NW or whatever shade I am in. But the beauty consultant was standing beside me, speechless, staring at me, no suggestions at all. And I did my own thing. Ako yung humanap ng shade ko. And when she was certain that I am already going to buy, saka lang niya ako kinausap, and then she started pushing me products na hindi ko naman gustong bilhin. And the rest was history. I got out of the MAC store and mali ang shade ng foundation na nakuha ko. I got an NW shade when I could have been an NC1. And one tip that I have for those who's just starting out with MAC, if you are not happy with the store that you are in or your beauty consultant is not helpful at all, ang dami pang MAC branches. And I have met a lot of beauty consultants that are very helpful. There you go, enough of the ramblings. Let's proceed with this video. So let's start off with primers. I currently don't have any primers that I love from MAC, and I think there are other brands out there that has better primers. So for me, I would skip MAC primers. Next, we have foundations. Let's start off with this one on my left side. This is the MAC Face and Body Foundation. If you want a sheer to almost a medium coverage, I highly recommend this one. This has a thin consistency that makes it easy for you to blend on dry skin, oily skin, normal combination, whatever type of skin you have. This is a very forgiving foundation. But the thing that I have with this foundation is that hindi ganun ka-okay yung kanyang staying power. So if you're someone who sweats a lot or oils a lot, this foundation won't stay long on your face. But good thing, kahit medyo natatanggal na siya, it doesn't look cakey at all. So this comes in a dropper-like bottle, and the way you dispense it is that you have to squeeze a bottle to get the product out. But if you are someone who wants medium to a full coverage, just like me, I recommend this one. This is the MAC Pro Longwear SPF 10 Foundation. So the technique that I find to make this look good on your skin is that you have to have a well-moisturized skin. On days that I wear this and my skin is dry, this tends to cling to the dry patches, and it also enhances the dryness that I have. To avoid that with this foundation, prior to application, you have to have your skin really moisturized. And this foundation sets fast, so you really have to work your way blending it before it settles and dry. If you're going to use a dense brush like a flat top kabuki, you're most likely to get a full coverage. But if you want to sheer it out to a medium, you can use a damp beauty blender. Is that it comes with a pump, and you can lock the pump if you're not going to use it para hindi siya ma-dispense without you knowing. And another thing, guys, these are my tried and tested foundations, and they don't pick me out. And for the face and body, I am in the shade C1. For the Pro Longwear, NC20. But if I have to choose from these two, I'm going with the MAC Pro Longwear. Now, let's move on with the concealer. So for the concealer, I only have one product right here, and this is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Usually, I have two concealers, guys. I use one for my under eye and the other one for the face. That's because I have an issue with creasing, and most concealers for the face creases on my under eyes a lot. But this one you can use for both. But the only thing that I have to remind myself every time that I use this is that kailangan konti lang yung ilalagay ko sa under eye, or else this will crease like crazy. Pero sa face, it really conceals. I have no problems with that. Just my under eyes with this creasing. So this is a full coverage concealer, and a little goes a long way. But the thing with it is that nakapump siya, and sometimes I'm having difficulty with how the pump dispenses the product. Minsan sobra, minsan hindi ko mapalabas. Okay, so I don't know kung nagdadry siya dun sa stem ng pump, but that's my issue with that. Another thing that I don't like about this concealer is that it comes in a glass bottle and it's not travel friendly. You have to worry about this when packing your makeup. And for this one, I am NC20 as well. Now, let's proceed with the powders. I have two powders right here, and I'm going to start with the one on my left. This is a MAC Mineralize Skinfinish. I am in the shade medium, and this one I use on a daily basis. So this is the new packaging of a MAC Mineralize Skinfinish, and it's magnetic. It comes with a mirror. And I use this on a daily basis because sheer lang ang coverage na, but it evens out my skin tone. Again, it also doesn't break me out. I would have liked the old packaging that comes with a transparent cover, but this one mas madali mo siyang i-open and close because it's magnetic. And also for those who wants medium to full coverage, I have this MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation. And if you're someone who doesn't like the liquid foundation and gusto mo powder agad, this is the way to go. When you open this one, you're going to get a mirror, the product, and when you lift the product, you're going to get a sponge. Tinanggal ko lang yung sponge, pero this one has a sponge. As for me, guys, I don't like putting this on my face alone because when I oil, it cakes like crazy. As in, makikita mo talaga na namumuo siya sa face. That's a feeling that I don't like kasi ramdam mo talaga na nagkikake siya. But if you're going to ask me how I am able to use this, if this cakes like crazy on me, ginagamit ko lang siya on top of a liquid foundation if I want additional coverage. This alone on my face, I wouldn't want it any other way kahit pa yan ay wet or dry. This one as well, my shade is in NC20. Now, I have in here the bronzer that I use, but this isn't really a bronzer. This is a Mineralize Skinfinish as well in the old packaging. So wait. This is the new packaging and this is the old packaging of a Mineralize Skinfinish, and the difference is how you close them. This one is a magnetic closure, and ang gusto ko lang dito sa luma is that the cover is transparent. You can see what's inside. And going back to the bronzer that I use, as I've said, this is a Mineralize Skinfinish but in a deeper shade. It's medium deep. Katulad ngayon, guys, I'm not wearing any blush. Talagang namumula lang siya because I'm wearing a sheer foundation. And this one I used to warm up my face. So I like this a lot because it's a neutral bronzer. And the important thing is when it oxidizes on my skin, it doesn't look orange. So guys, I have had this one for a really long time and hindi ko pa rin siya nauubos. Parang na-flat lang dahil dome shape dapat siya, but this one is already flat. Now let's go to the highlighters, and I have two right here. And this one on my left side is the ever famous Soft and Gentle, and then on my right is Lightscapade. I'm going to start with this Soft and Gentle, and I don't know how to describe it, but this is the swatch. So I'm going to describe this as best as I can, but for me this has a pinkish sheen and gold flexes in it. As for me, guys, I use this with any look, even with light or heavy eye makeup. The tip that I have with this is to use it sparingly, especially if you have visible pores on the areas where you apply this one. Not because it will look too shiny or highlighted when you apply this one, but this can enhance the size of your pores. But if I am going for that fresh and radiant look, I don't want to look too highlighted, I use this one. This is a MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in the shade Lightscapade. So the way that I can describe this is that it has finer shimmers, and compared to the other one, the MAC Soft and Gentle, this one doesn't emphasize the size of your pores if you're going to put it on areas where your pores are visible. But if I am going to choose from these two highlighters, I will go with Soft and Gentle. Next, I have blushers right here, and I chose 3 from my collection. If you are going for that fresh and radiant look, I highly suggest this one in Rosy Outlook. This is a pro longwear blush, and it really stays on your cheeks. So this one is a pinkish blush that has a peachy tone to it. I was really glad that I saw this one from Jaclyn Hill. It's one of her favorites. If you already have heavy makeup going on, if it's too colorful or too smoky, this one is the best way to go. This is in Gingerly, and this is a famous blush from MAC as well. So this is a Sheertone blush, so don't you worry, it won't appear as brown on your cheeks. I don't know if you're going to see it, guys, but this is Rosy Outlook and Gingerly. So I use a lot of products on my brows, but the one thing that I always go back to is this MAC eyeshadow in Coquette. This is a satin eyeshadow, but it doesn't really look satin to me. Medyo matte nga yung itsura niya. I don't know how to describe this, but this is a brown with a grayish undertone. So this is the one that I'm wearing right now. If I want to have really natural looking brows, I use this dry. And kung gusto ko na define siya, I use this wet. I'm not the person to conceal the outline of my brows. This is the only thing I use for my brows. See, you might think that the MAC eyeshadow is pricey. I think for 1,000 pesos ba ang MAC eyeshadow ngayon, but I use this for a lot of things. Sometimes I use this to contour or do my nose. Plus, it will take you a really long way because it's really pigmented. The last thing for this Pinay MAC starter kit, yes, matatapos na. This is the MAC Fix Plus. Well, as you can see guys, I love this so much that I only have a tiny bit left and I repurchased a new one that's waiting for me on my vanity. Other than it removes the powdery look on my face, it melts the makeup, making it look like my second skin. Especially if I really light makeup or when I'm not using anything, I just spray it on my face and I feel really refreshed. So a cheaper alternative for this one is the Evian spray bottle. I don't know how you call it, pero lagi akong bumabalik dito sa Max Fix Plus. Fix Plus. That is it guys, and yes, I finished one video and it's very difficult for me to do a video dahil nga nagpipil yung face ko. I hope this video really helps because I remember the time that I first got into MAC, I had no one to watch na Pinay skin tone and it's very difficult for me to get the products that the foreign YouTubers get because ibang-iba ang skin tone nila sa atin. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye! Today's video, I'm going to feature a MAC makeup starter kit for the Pinay's out there. So why did I choose MAC? As for my personal experience guys, the first time that I got into high-end makeup brands, So I just had to stop right there because my camera and my audio recorder's battery just died. I had to replace it. And tumingin ako sa salamin. Nakita ko sobrang pula na ng mukha ko. It's because mainit din yung lighting. Kahit naka-AC, mainit pa rin yung dating niya. And if you're going to compare this clip with the first clips that I have, you can see na ang pula ko ngayon. And I can't still put anything on my face, guys. I wanted to do a first impressions ng foundation, but I can't because it's peeling. So, ayan. Let's proceed to the video.